Hello and good evening. I'm glad that you could join me today. My name is Elias Munsha, and I'm coming to you live from Calgary, Alberta, from our offices here at Munsha Law, here in Calgary, Alberta. So thank you for joining me. And I'll give you a few minutes to try and spread the word around. Let somebody know that we are live, and then probably let's have a short discussion. Of course, it's late. Why not? Why not stay up and then chat instead of wasting your time and your bundles on unproductive things? So here we are. Okay. The latest today is that somebody from the UPND, a member of parliament from Babala constituency, has defected from the UPND and they have joined the Patriotic Front. Now, one of the things that I noticed in that picture was the height. I looked at the picture and I'm like, wow, this gentleman is extremely tall, because he was standing with Honorable MCC Mokupa and Honorable Kampiongo, and so he appeared like a giant. And so when I looked at it, I thought twice. I thought, what is happening here? And then it clicked in my mind to say, this is as it should be, instead of all this balancing that we talk about in Zambia, tribal balancing, balancing of regions or anything like that. Actually, that picture showed some height balancing. That is what we probably need, height balancing. Because the Patriotic Front is a party full of Abahushi and other Wapulans that are blessed with presidential height, and so it's just reasonable that the Patriotic Front should now try to do some height balancing. Okuletamo avena belem pokovati, at least average height yam Patriotic Front iveko above average, above presidential height. Anyway, that was very, very interesting to see. And then somebody was posting, why am I laughing at height? I'm not laughing at height. It's the Lord who has blessed us with Abatadinabepi. It's God who So if you're saying that I'm laughing, why am I laughing at short people? If you are to pangire, that's how God created us. He created us with this presidential height, extremely powerful presidential height. So I'm not laughing. It was just an observation when I looked at the picture. That Belemu guy looked like a giant. Did you see that? I was very surprised. I looked at it and it was like, this is very, very interesting. Just the height. This is good for the Patriotic Front. So the Patriotic Front will no longer be it will no longer be a party of short people, of Luapulans alone. Other Luga Lunda people. No, it's now going to have tremendous diversity in terms of height. This is as it should be. Okay. I meet several people that for some reason I think pictures give the impression that umuntu mutari. Sometimes pictures. So those that have seen my pictures, when they see me in person, I've received this several times. On your pictures, you look taller than you are in real life. And that's a little bit offensive, right? Because Valanshobat in the GP, in person, at Pama pictures in the Monego Mutari, but in person, I look short. I get seriously offended when I hear that. But anyway, that is the reality. What do you think? Is the Patriotic Front doing well to try and have defectors, taller defectors? This is serious. Do you think the Patriotic Front is doing well to have taller defectors? somebody is trying to have me defect. I don't know. They want me to defect from the UPND to the Patriotic Front. And I'm like, I'm not even a member of the UPND, first of all. But secondly, what value am I going to add? Presidential height. Now I join a party full of presidential heights. No, what are we going to be doing and talking about? I joined Kampiongo Navamukupa. Navambi, Abebi. What are we going to... How can we deliver for the people of Zambia? No. So the Patriotic Front is okay to have people like Belem and several other Southerners that join apparently. And they have a huge mission. They are going to finish UPND in Southern Province. That's what Honorable Belem is saying. And is going to finish UPND in Southern Province. And some are even saying that this is the end of the UPND. After the defection of the tall gentleman. This is the end of UPND, which is pretty interesting. Anyway, we'll see how that is going to work out. So, do you think Belem is going to finish the UPND? Yeah, maybe. But do you think Belem is going to finish the UPND in Southern Province? No less. Anyway, I don't think he'll be able to do it, and so the defections are part of politics, because let me tell you, there is no fundamental philosophical differences among political parties in Zambia. So there is no ideology that is different between the Patriotic Front and the UPND or the MMD. There is no ideological difference. The only thing that makes a difference is leadership. That is where the problem is. So what is the problem with the Patriotic Front? Tamuli leadership yo. Abale teka in the Patriotic Front, but take a dongo. And that is the most serious thing. So there will be crossovers of political players. That's what they are going to do, because there is really no difference in ideology. The only difference is who is going to steal. Because what is happening in the Patriotic Front right now, it's a party of thieves. You know, it's a party of thieves. So it has nothing to do with height, of course, but it was just quite an interesting observation. That's all. When I looked at the picture, it reminded me of the issue of height. Okay. Shadrick Mwanza mulishanire aho tulivye bwino shimpa. There is no justification, it's an in-house problem. Okay. Tulivye bwino bane. Diana Kaumba, after 20 years at HH, is a bad leader. Who does the new Mwankole thing? Imagine. Anyway, Iva chabana mufyopo. Umuntu ba upana 10 years, 20 years. Rirefia sapwa. And then the husband begins saying that na igarire fiecho chine. At nishmwa igarire na igarire abana. That is what happens. So even during these political fights, that's exactly what is going to be happening. People calling each other names, you know. So what is really going on? And then they tell you that he's a terrible guy. It is as expected. That is the level of politics at the moment in Zambia. So our concern, Diana, is not necessarily about who defects to where. Our concern is that there is a steady leader in State House, steady person. No do anything that they think mumano bachita. No, we are not looking for that. Japan is 4 a.m. Serious. Yeah. Lambwe. Good evening, sir. How are you doing? Let them defect in that time that they realize when time is up. They should defect. But I really commend the Patriotic Front because, like I've explained, Bam Patriotic Front, uwipi wachira mo. No. So they've done very well. Yeah. Someone is giving a shout out to musicians there. Nino Brown, well, at the time, the great shaking, the stronghold will guess. The MP is just exercising his right. I agree with you. Yeah. Shenda Zuka's average height of the party. Kanina. Yeah, I'll Monday. Shenda Zuka's. It's true. Kanina ka average height in the party. Because Belem at least adds to but if we are also tualishipa, you know, no bukaka sana. But I think there is this idea that shorter people balalanda sana. I think it's just it's just prejudicial. But anyway, taller people appear credible. You see, you know what I mean? When you are shorter, I think you must do more to raise credibility. But when you are taller, I think if you're laying deaf, you are giving out a certain aura of credibility. You must begin first of all by doing a lot more things to prove your credibility. So this is quite interesting. Anyway, the Patriotic Front are doing very well. The UPND as well, it's doing very well because invite there should be height balancing in these political parties. It's unfair. Political party, no. It's discrimination against shorter people. If a particular political party, so go different heights. That's fair. Height balancing. Aston, like you don't even know what this live session is all about. Oh, okay. Yeah. Good evening, sir. How are you doing? Watching from Kitwe. Okay, thank you. Bakwet, what you get offended when someone says you are short. Okay, that's that's emotional distress. One time, I'm dealing with a client. Busy. When I'm meeting my client for the first time, you're the professional. So in busy to meet client. Are you a liar? Of course I am. Oh no, I was waiting to see somebody who is taller than you. Anyway, it did not go very well. But I saved the client very well. If you are a professional, you must learn how to handle difficult situations. Very difficult situations. You must know how to navigate through difficult situations. So I was like, oh, okay, anyway. And I helped them through the issue. And I think I did a very good job for them. So I think they went with this idea that it doesn't, at height doesn't really matter. Anyway, height doesn't matter. GBM also promised to finish the PF and they haven't done it. Yeah. He has finished himself politically, sadly. Yeah, I think if it's the ruling party and they give him a few coins here and there, it's worth it, right? Or they promise that they'll give him a position. Lili Mutambo. Hagai, why are you mentioning Lili Mutambo? I think, yeah, I don't know why you're mentioning her, but she's a very, very good person and she's aspiring in Munali. Pretty interesting. He can't finish UPND. I'm trying to run through all these comments. He thought after defecting, people from UPND will follow me. And he went alone. Nobody's going to follow him. Mr. Munsha, you are right. Why join a party that is leaving office in less than 5 minutes? Well, you are not sure whether this party is leaving office in less than 5 minutes. The thing is, continue campaigning and working hard to ensure that this party does not take too long. Aho kwena mulampanga na igalira abana kayingefe chava kanshi tamwaishi baimwe uko batabengi mu vyupo ifyo bayigalira abana. Why do you think bayigalira? Yeah, bantu kawafia abana niji situation yaba complicated. So they do fume mu fiati fiapwa. No. Because mathematics you instead of doing clear, simple arithmetic, it becomes more complicated because number, it has to be actuarial sciences. Actuarial sciences. It's now complicated. Additional mathematics, calculus, everything. So number kuikala, which is pretty important. Yeah. Shani ba munsha ndifyo gwino innocent jere alapano kuleta feria shi straight not if ya kuposha because greetings kaili nishi you are wasting bundles by greeting. So go straight to the topic and contribute. All right. Godfrey Chama, Mr. Elias Musha, the problem is HH campaigns on Facebook. People on Facebook don't vote. You have to go on the ground. He's on the ground. His party is the second largest. The last election, he only lost by about 100,000 votes, which is just the size of Mississippi compound. Now, ni ground in Shmulefwaya. The gentleman is on the ground. His party is on the ground. It is the second largest party in the history of our country in terms of its consistency, in terms of its influence. No other party has had consistent influence like the UPND. So we can safely say that the UPND is Zambia's largest party in terms of longevity, apart from UNIP. Which other party has had this longevity and consistency? It's just the UPND. They've never ruled before. If you are judging it by ruling, then the UPND has never ruled. But if you are judging it by consistency of credibility, the UPND is the most credible party. Having been born in 1997, 98, 99, and it's still subsisting today, and it's growing. So it's a very big political party. So I don't agree with this idea that somehow the UPND is not strong on the ground. It is strong on the ground, and they are working extremely hard, and they are campaigning. If the people of Zambia do not elect the UPND, it's because the people of Zambia have chosen not to elect the UPND. What else can HH do? HH's goal is not to win. HH's goal is to present himself to the people of Zambia so that the people of Zambia make a choice between the PF and the UPND. But if the people of Zambia in August still vote for this Kerenka, what else can we do? You were given two choices between Kerenka no muntu uleranda kwefia bano mwayasara Kerenka bueno. Not ukupanga kona kadimo, you have no idea what is going on. At no. Zambians have a clear choice. Amano naya perela. If you are good enough. The PF are just like children. They like a home with no rules or discipline, no lawlessness. Alamboafia, mudia kantu. So now, what about the gifting, the gifts, the church? The state has decided to empower the church with COVID funds. We are getting mixed messages about what these funds are. At least Avena Chipata, they've decided to reject the money. So somebody was commenting to say, why are you saying Atvena Chipata? No, Bandanda Atvena Shanai. The Catholic Church of Eastern Province and the SDA Chimpempe Church of Eastern Province, they have rejected the empowerment funds. Don't say Atvena Chipata. No, Bandanda Atvena Shanai. Atvena Peta, okay. Now Atvena Malawi. Vena Chipata, the Church of Chipata, Catholic Chipata, and Chimpempe Chipata, they've rejected him here. We are waiting to see how the Church of Umansa and Gasama will respond. I have suspicion. We are just going to use a very important Bemba adage, which says, Abatebe Teresa, Tapafuka Chush, and use that money. Or that waberenge fine print yoto alapoka. And then at a later stage when they say, didn't you read the fine print? That there was a fine print where? Where was the fine print? And misuse the money. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. But I think nakubabemba kwine twashikanisha indalama pantu pali chimomwe tamulilesa mulisha indalama enshi muli satana pantu amubalesa abena chipata ngana abasumina because abena chipata bana bakwalesa nomba abena chipata looked at the contracts, looked at the money, bachimpempe, both bachimpempe and bakatolika, they say no. You know, the reason why I talk about bachimpempe and bakatolika, it's because I want our people in Zambia to realize that some of the religious differences we have are very cosmetic. So I don't go into very deep issues. I just want you to know that some of the differences, some of the denominational differences we have do not make sense, and they are very cosmetic. For example, ninshpa chimpempe na wakatolika tafyumfuanina, 666. Because bachimpempe, according nefe baishi babe nefe ama prophecies, fyakwe bati, the 10th kingdom. Is it the 10th kingdom? It's the kingdom of Rome after the Greeks. So nomba ineja emwa ingira na bakatolika and several other things. So because of that, tafyumfuana. Now, in Chipata, imagine both Bakatolika and Bachimpempe, they've rejected this money from the Patriotic Front government. It tells you, because if it was just a difference of doctrinal issues, there wasn't going to be any consensus between the Catholics and Bachimpempe. Now, there is consensus. Nomba na ina abika mwanje berenga tamulilesa nishirima muri satana. Anyway, imumuira poshia. I just go to the story. Yeah. We thought he was humble. What are you going to do so? Wafia. Anyway, so those are the things that those are the latest events that have happened. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm trying to cut our conversations short because 1 hour, people don't pay attention. That within 20 minutes, within 20 minutes, you must communicate everything that you want. Because after 20 minutes, psychology said people stop paying attention. And then another reason is to go busy no more office. So because of that, we have to cut this long story. And we have to cut this long story short. We have to cut this height short. I think Limbeve Chad. When God was creating Abantu, apanga batali from southern province, apanga batali. And once I realized that no, we need to cut this long story short. Eronombasa to panga knife way. Fwebena luapula. Because wafi our size. David, what do you think about height? At Kerenka, what does Kerenka mean? Can somebody help me? Peter Lungo is asking, what does Kerenka mean? I'm saying that Kerenka president, that what does Kerenka mean? Kerenka is a person who they take no responsibilities and they are very sweet talkers. Pararanda will Gawasanga Kerenka Reranda, Iwokumonakona Karimefu Reranda, Fiachine. You in fact conclude Ukoeva to Wasango Muntu. Kerenka. And they take no responsibility. Okwambo Kerenka. For example, even to fear shorter in the nation, fuel are shorter, salad are shorter, salt takuli, cementium tengo, fionze. Elwasa mwipisho muntu ati, we mwame, ni we gole teka. How come fionze village together? Elwasa tambuku Kerenka. No, it's not me. Ambo kusonta gambi. Ebo Kerenka. No personal responsibility. At takuli fuel ma feeding stations at yo mwaite ine ebu Kerenka obunga teine filling station teine cement teine salad teine onion teine inflation teine kanshi ngateiwe kanshi tubike povambi pantu tetiole teka, you have no clue about what is happening in the country, so that is where the issue is. Vambi vachitatifai nokuvatikerenka means punka. This is serious. When kuli cyber security bill, calling a person at ni punka, it's going to be extremely terrible. But anyway, punka ni punka. Kainge, nishtarela ndechishinka wabufi. Ubufi mwevo ubufi. Ukubepa abantu ubufi. Ogwebati yo fyonze vindelungisha. And yet umuntu talelungisha. The economy is going down. The economy ire dumbuira. Efetua okudumbuira. Economy ya dumbuira. Mwamu ipusha. Iwe, wadumbuisha shani economy. Ambo kusonta fimbi fishilipo, watefirengere. Ine. Wemwome, niwe wadumbuisha economy. Dumbuisha kwacha. Dumbuisha salad. Dumbuisha cement. Dumbuisha obunga. Dumbuisha sugar, fionse. Sugar, salad, salt, imitengo, inflation, fionse. Kaingi niwole teka. Niwe ushile teka wino. In the meantime, kaloba, billions and billions. Bari ipshapo, more kaloba from the IMF. Yeah. Why did the Bill 10 require 2/3 but cyber crime law only simple majority? Simple majority because it's an ordinary statute of parliament. 2/3 because it's a constitutional statute. A constitutional statute in Zambia requires 2/3 of MPs. An ordinary statute of parliament requires only simple majority of people who vote in parliament. That's the only difference, okay? But what Bill 10 was going to do was it was going to reduce the constitutional structure of certain provisions in our constitution and reduce it to statutes. That was the most dangerous provision of Bill 10. Okay, yeah. So if Bill 10 had passed, they were going to pass it just like the way they passed cybersecurity bill. Yeah, that's the difference. Please use your brain effectively. Bellamy is intelligent. He had to go and get 700,000 pension after knowing he will not be adopted. Some of these figures are being thrown around. Do you think PF has that much money to give a person? Probably. Yeah. Mike Sovi, Bakwe, to help me understand why the PF is richer than the government. The PF is richer than the government because the PF are thieves. It's not rocket science. Even if it's a president, richer than the country, right? Where has the money come from? It's simple. Where have you taken the money from? Yeah. Because when mitundu zachivemba ngolevo okuiva ivintu vyamonekati atiniresa apatevetaresa tapafuka chushi neryo vyakuiva atapatevetaresa ati ubomba muivala wemwaume chitishani aya mukuiva ati chitishani aiva ati yomkwai ubomba muivala apatevetaresa tapafuka chushi mpia vie shatisa fe appear. And you are excited that Chachtai appear. So we are asking the question. That about which part of the government that that's the same question we need to be asking. Take presidential empowerment all over, presidential empowerment, Shanyuko empowerment. Where are you getting the money from? It's common sense. Where are you getting the money from? That you are a businessman. President Lungu is a businessman, or President Lungu pera golupia. Abantu fe pera golupia tani Lungu tuagoperako tuamfuafye bwino tuagoperako. No. Nobody gives money without anything. Equity does not presume a gift, it presumes a bargain, which means wakupera kwaolupianishi kuli efu arefu wakushita kuliwe efeya takuwa bafyati umuntu wampera kofye no no achishana ati yo mngwayi bampera kofye no, there is nothing like that. There is nothing of it. It's common sense takuwa bafyati umuntu wakupera ko you are a president ero umuntu wasakuletera akasaka kandaramata na yo wasumina ati yo it's okay. It's no. In serious democracy, serious countries, follow a party. What gifts did you receive? You even declare the gifts that you are receiving as head of state or a minister. In Zambia, we have just received this money from friends of the party. There is nothing like that. You're thieves. Okay, rumors that you stand as a Chiwempala lawmaker. Now, Katwisha rumors ayo. Mblero inenga banjita vena Chiwempala. Nshaka kane. Those rumors are not true. But if the people of Chiwempala bankutane o atmunsha sotandale nkaya mukutandala nkomfu efe bareranda. Kainge kwesu. Nkane atiyo mwebena Chiwempala nshaise ngale nga balefu yokuba twese isha nkesa mukwisha abena Chiwempala abena Mirenge abena Mansa abena Chembe abena Lunga pantu some of you think okobate kulya kulwa ku Mansa baushibeka beka no twali kwat abena Kabende abaunga na imfufu ebaushi nabambi nabo bene balwa nga banjita okwe bati nkaye mukutandala who am I to say no? Kuti nakani na abantu besu shuwa luva lunda kingdom abatisa na inena kana. Who am I? So there is no truth to that rumor. Absolutely no truth to that rumor. Yeah. Peter Lungu, Bishop Lungu is president, therefore representing the entire Catholic, not just Chipata. Of course, that's what you want to say. That it's so Catholics, just say it. Don't put words in my mouth. In what I've observed is Arena Chipata. Ever still reject. If you want to say that it's the entire Catholic, it's okay. You can say that. Number. Who is going to listen to me if I say that all Catholics in Zambia have said no to presidential empowerment? That's no one. But if I say Avena Chipata, and in fact, he used the letterhead of the Chipata diocese in any case, because Mwalibako Tumadiashi in that Episcopal conference, in that conference of bishops. Some bishops, particularly one, are much more sympathetic to the Patriotic Front. In common knowledge. No. There is a particular archbishop within the Zambia Conference of Catholic Bishops, are much more sympathetic to the Patriotic Front. That's why, in addition to the letter that the Conference of Catholic Bishops did, Bishop Lungu of Chipata had to come up with his own letter under the letterhead of the Chipata diocese. So imweba Lungu ngaturera ndapali ifi mwimona kwana kali motulesa baitafye kwana kali moturefu afyo kulanda iyo mwego. There is a letter from the Conference of Catholic Bishops. It's very clear. But there is also a very clear letter from the Catholic Diocese of Chipata. If you're there and so what I'm saying is, if you never avena Chipata bachitire, if you're in Ayambia diocese bachite, that's what I'm saying. So we want clear steps. Why has he done it? He has not done it in his capacity as president of the Zambia Conference of Catholic Bishops. That letter is on the Chipata diocese thing. So wale Kenya avena Chipata na watulanga. Yeah. The example we should follow. So nakumansa kwine kumpika nakukasama. We want to see the same nakumongo. We want to see the same letters. But what this government is very clear about, they can't do this. ukutwala kaloba mchurch, the spirit of kaloba ebe ba SDA bachimpempe bakana bebere ukuthi mwaleta shani kaloba in the church. That is a revolving fund. If you wanted to help the church, you can help the church in several other ways, not if you're a revolving fund, so that the church becomes the one that will be chasing after members of the church aba kongola from this revolving fund. The church is saying no. Namba ine nebo pente ninjishwa. Ngabatulembera ife ba pente atukulika revolving fund. We are going to apply for it. Kanje ni empowerment. Apa tebetereza tapafuka chushi. Ife ba pente. Yeah. May you please explain more why the Concord's ruling on term is not being applied to MPs and mayors and councillors? It's because that particular provision that is the issue does not apply to MPs. It only applies to president. Ruben Inkando, Ikaleni Okokwine, you think talking to yourself the way you do in your office is what you can do in politics? Yeah. Shishi benefe warerandapo. Wankando, nifinshi mulerandapo. Bantu in an statement. I can't even make up what you are saying. It's very serious. Imagine walemba an entire paragraph. Elom nobo walembera. Tomfuile ponango kumo fiamu pita. So if you walemba ba fiamu pita. I'm not doing politics. Ndelondolo la fie. Ndelandira kwa abalanda. Abalanda abo the Patriotic Front is stealing from. Ukwiba ubungo. Elo obwafya bwako watenga waibira sana abalanda. Nokupama wapama mwe. Yefya chitika kuli bapachi. Nokupama. Nokupama bali pama. Mulandu wakuibira abalanda. Yefya chitika. Thank you very much. God bless you and God bless our country. Okay? We'll see you again sometime, maybe tomorrow. Thank you. Now, one more thing. Send stars. Okay? Now, stars, they type a star. Call Embesha with Facebook and then you send me stars. Or something like that. Okay, thank you very much. God bless you and God bless our country.